You look so handsome.
I know I do. I look great. And this is my favorite purple shirt. If anybody can find a 2-layered purple shirt that fits like this, I look great. Look how strong in it. Shake people up.
Right.
Yeah.
How
I look
do I
fantastic.
Look? How do I look?
I look great.
How do I?
If you're talking about me,
Your wife.
the thing is, I'm going to do it.
How do I look?
Looking good.
What up, Ho Biscuits? It's your girl Skitten. I'm back at it again. This like one hair is like poking out. It's gonna drive me crazy the whole video. That's fine.
That's what you get for wearing pigtails. You know, that wouldn't happen and you would look fine with if you didn't put your hair in pigtails.
I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying safe and sanitized.
Yeah.
Today, we are here to watch some casual Geographic. Since my husband won't tell me that I look beautiful, feel free to tell me that I look beautiful.
Hey, listen.
Down in the comments below.
Threats have been made for less.
Stupid thing. It's really gonna drive me crazy the whole time.
You drive me crazy every time.
In case you were wondering about why we have been shooting less content lately, it's his fault.
What do you mean? I've just put out like 4 vids.
It's his fault.
What did I do?
He's been having me working like a slave.
Doing what? What were you doing?
Grinding on Diablo.
It's not a
For.
job. It's not a job.
You treat me like it's a job. I don't even get bathroom breaks.
Hey ya!
I don't get bathroom breaks. You provide me with one thing of water. I have to make it last all day.
It's a big thing of water. Don't make it seem like it's like a single bottle. The thing is huge. And you bought them. I just reminded you to fill it up. And I cooked breakfast.
What'd you make for breakfast today?
Yesterday when I made breakfast.
What'd you make for breakfast yesterday?
Do you remember me cooking breakfast?
What'd you make for breakfast yesterday?
Sandwiches.
When was that?
In the morning.
You did not make me sandwiches in the morning. You made yourself sandwiches in the morning.
Well, I made you a milkshake.
Last night.
Yeah.
After I worked all day.
Listen, that's not the point. The point is we're here to shoot videos now. You want to catch my wife online playing Diablo 4. It's cross-play. You can do that. Let's get started about the cat video, man.
The title of this video is The Insane Plot Armor of Cats.
Yeah.
I am very excited to see what this video has in store for us because I love cats. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. You were going to say something inappropriate and don't.
Dang!
Oh God! What in the
Hands!
Mama, come get it! Oh Lord! Oh Lord! Grab the girl hand! Oh Lord!
Ah!
Broken. A term used to describe a character so overpowered that they make the game stop functioning as intended and exploit the game's balance in their favor.
Also known as us in Diablo.
Yeah.
Well, if cats aren't the most broken animals on the planet, God must have discontinued first place. I talk a lot about animals that got shafted by evolution. In fact, my most popular video today was about 10 of them.
Yep.
Well, if I ever do a video on nature's favorites, cats would surely be at the very top. Cats are arguably the most successful predators we've ever seen. With so many overpowered abilities, you'd swear it was plot armor.
That was
I don't even
crazy.
want to make this intro too long, so here's 10 superpowers your cat has that you may or may not have known. And number 1, 0 fall damage. You've probably heard that cats always land on their feet, but the real flex is being able to fall from heights that would have any human furnishing a coffin. A 1987 study showed that out of 132 cats that were brought to an emergency vet in New York City after falling out of a high-rise, 90% lived and less than 40% required life-saving treatment.
Wow.
It gets even wilder when you realize that cats actually have a better chance of getting airdropped from a building and walking it off the higher the drop was.
It like floated at the end. It was like falling and then it went phoop, and then just walked away. Where was the splat?
They don't splat.
You know, you've seen a watermelon fall off of, you know, small ledge.
Uh-huh.
Maybe even fall off your plate. It doesn't have to go far. It just cracks open and spills out.
I have a story about this. Can I tell my story?
Absolutely.
Okay, so my mom took me and a friend grocery shopping.
Right.
And she told my friend, oh, hey, you know the best way to tell if a melon is ripe?
Knock on it. Doop, doop.
And my friend goes, no, how do you tell? My mom says, you drop it from like here. Drop it from like, you know, waist height. And if you drop it on the ground and it doesn't like, I don't know. She says if you drop it on the ground, that's how you tell.
Yeah.
And before my mom even finishes speaking, she just drops it. She just drops the melon. And of course, it splatters all over the ground. Like, before my mom gets a chance to say, like, hey, this is a joke. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. So then we skulked away like criminals.
Oh, you guys didn't clean it, huh?
No.
You didn't go report it to the
We
authorities?
left.
Dude, a watermelon will smash apart if you insult it too hard. You don't have to drop it from that high. Dude, that's so funny, man.
And it's all because cats understand physics. You see, when you're in free fall, you accelerate towards the ground until you reach terminal velocity, where you literally can't fall any faster.
Yeah.
When cats
You're about
reach
to die.
TV, they splay their legs and kind of just parachute
Oh,
the
he
rest
did
of
it
the
on
way down.
purpose.
And instead of landing on their feet, they break their fall with their chest and abdomen. Obviously, they don't completely tank the hit, but thanks to their relatively large surface area to weight ratio, they maximize the points of contact that smack the ground and therefore minimize the damage. And since cats apparently have lifelong beef with gravity, cats that reach terminal velocity instinctively know not to tense up, but instead relax and basically turn themselves into a kite on the way down. The thing is, if they don't have time to reach terminal velocity, they end up getting hurt way worse. So like, in a weird twist, cats that fall from 2 to 7 stories actually end up more down bad than the ones that touch Earth from 10 stories up. In fact, cats have about a 95% chance of falling from 10 stories and living. Meanwhile, the average human has a 95% chance of getting outlined with chalk. Oh, and don't think the cutoff's 10 stories either. One cat named Sabrina took a 32-story express trip to the ground and walked away with only a punctured lung and a chipped tooth.
Only.
What?
But also, how?
How does it not just go like a grenade going off?
I don't even.
Dude, that's insane.
That's so cool.
Oh, man, we got to try this with watermelons.
Not to mention she was released and sent home 2 days later.
Wow.
Being impervious to fall damage is how snow leopards can not only make a living in the Himalayas, but can legit fall clear off a cliff, and the only injury they take is to their pride. Speaking of plot armor, did you know cats are actually built to predict the weather? You see, cat hair attracts static electricity, so they can pick up on the buildup of electrical charge that often comes before a really bad storm.
Interesting.
And the cat's inner ears are sensitive to sudden drops in atmospheric pressure, which announce the arrival of a cloud assault. Technically, so can we. It's why our ears do the most and pop on a plane, but it's just that cat ears are that much more sensitive.
You know what else can predict the weather?
Yeah, I can name at least 2. But please, what's on your mind?
My arthritic wrist.
Yeah.
This guy right here.
Mm-hmm.
This little floppy buddy right here. I always know when it's cold or raining or storming outside.
Last week was such a task because it was cloudy. And I was like, it hadn't rained yet, but I knew it was coming.
It's coming.
It's on the way.
Well, for you, it's your knee.
Yeah, the grunting as I stand up tells me, oh yeah, it's at least 3 inches today.
Not 3 inches.
Like, what are cats doing with this information?
Look at this nose. Look how cute the nose is.
It is a cute
A
nose.
little like, boop.
But you know how like birds, you see them flying,
Yeah,
around,
they dip out,
you can
they
tell.
leave.
Like, what are cats doing about it raining?
Not warning us.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
what tell signs do we have?
You can even smell rain and lightning coming. It's so OP that sailors used to use cats aboard ships as a four-legged forecast. 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 Apparently a cat with the zoomies means you could expect strong winds. A cat that sneezed was warning you of heavy rain. And apparently if one licked their fur against a grain mid-sail, then you better make like God's golfing, because it's finna hail.
Okay.
Interesting.
So you guys let me know when you guys have cats, if you see some of these mannerisms, if it matches up to your weather pattern.
Did you see some of these what?
Mannerisms?
What?
On the cat.
Mannerisms?
Mannerisms.
Why are you saying it like that?
I was trying to find a way to be like meow-eurisms.
Meow-neurisms?
Yeah, it just didn't really work. It's a funny concept, though.
Now, to be fair, a month surrounded by nothing but sea and seamen gives you a lot of time to just make stuff up. I mean, just how many sea monster stories was just a whale freeing his willy? But there might be some truth to the cat thing. Cats will often spend extra time licking themselves before a bad storm, since having damp fur helps with the static thing I told you about. So basically, if cats could talk, we'd see a lot of meteorologists on unemployment.
Right.
And speaking of no job, cats really managed to finesse their way into living in nearly 50 million homes in America rent-free. And one of the biggest reasons is because cats are the best manipulators nature has to offer. And if you think they aren't, you're probably a mark and you don't even know it. According to researchers at the University of Sussex, many cats will exploit their owners with a soliciting purr. It's more high frequency, triggers a sense of urgency in humans, and even someone resembles the cry of an infant, and we just have to assume that's intentional. And in experiments, not only did humans have a faster response time when hearing that purr compared to a normal one, it even affected people that never owned cats. This distress purr likely triggers a deep, innate nurturing response in humans, meaning you're literally hardwired to answer to it no matter what you were doing before.
That's why, even though you hated our cat, you did everything he asked you to do.
Right.
Yeah, he was manipulating you.
Yeah.
You were being gaslit by our cat.
I mean, it just explains the deep-seated hatred I had for him at all times.
before. So apparently cats understand psychology too. That's not even really a joke because adult cats almost never meow to each other, but kittens do it with their mothers for food and warmth, and we have to assume they just figured out it works on humans too. And it's not just pet cats with this talent. Tigers have been known to imitate the sounds of their prey to lull them into a false sense of security.
Damn.
Tigers have reportedly mimicked sandbar deer and black bears. Bro, just listen to this.
Are you mooing because you want to be one with the cows?
That's a moo. That's a moo. Wow.
That's how you trick cows into coming over here.
That's crazy.
He's looking at you like, stop snitching.
Right.
I'm out here working. Shut your mouth.
And it's not just tigers. The South American margay will verbally cosplay as a baby monkey just to murk its parents like a Disney movie. And clearly the manipulation tactics were passed down. In fact, cats are so good at working people that they'd actually be great politicians, which is probably how Mayor Stubbs of Talkeetna, Alaska stayed in office for 20 years, even surviving assassination attempts by dogs, BB guns, and a deep fryer. There's another special ability cats have, and it could arguably be the most overpowered of all. Pretty privilege. It's how dolphins got Flipper, orcas got Free Willy. Meanwhile, the best movie deal shark management could get them was being typecast as Jaws.
That's not true. That's not true.
What's better than Jaws? What's more
Shark
popular?
Tale exists.
Shark Tale is about fish. Those things are
It's literally
fish.
about the sharks.
You talking about the ones where they did like the 70s parody of the car wash?
Yeah,
That's about the fish.
it's about the sharks.
I've seen a different movie than you've seen. I thought the movie was about fish.
There are fish in it,
Yeah, the ones that are doing like,
and they made some of the fish, the main characters, is the one with the gold digger.
The gold, what?
The gold digging fish. Her name's Lola.
With
She's
the
so
afro.
pretty.
The afro fish.
There is also an afro fish.
Yeah. I know the movie. That's about fish.
I'm tired of you.
I haven't seen that movie in a while. It's about sharks? Which one's a shark?
My love, it's called Shark Tale.
But which one is the shark?
It's called Shark Tale. It's about sharks, and it's a great movie.
All
That's
right.
the point.
I didn't know that.
This thing called baby schema. It basically means that
Baby
humans
schema.
have an intrinsic bias towards a certain set of facial features in
Yeah.
people and animals, to the point where it just makes us want to protect them. And with
I'm
their
so
big
sorry.
head, wide facial features in
read
people
that?
and
Yeah,
animals.
I did.
The character is canonically an ex-husband to 12 mostly dead wives with a foot fetish.
What the fuck? Bro, he puts in so many nuggets. We have research to do.
When did this happen in the Madagascar movies?
Animals, to the point where it just makes us want to protect them. And with their big head, wide eyes, and round forehead, cats literally remind us of babies. And even though it's a buff from nature, cats will 100% play into this by figuring out what combination of ear wiggling, whisker pointing, and eye narrowing gets the best response from people. Now add the fact that slow blinking with your cat can trigger oxytocin in both of you, the literal hormone that bonds a mother to her child, and you can see
Man.
how cats were basically engineered to be irresistible.
Good for them.
It's pretty privilege on every steroid possible. And it's wild because if any other animal had a reputation for cold indifference and global genocide, it'd be cause to pause, but because it's cats,
Cause to
we just let it
pause.
slide. Cat cuteness virtually has us in a chokehold,
Oh.
and I said virtual for a reason.
Oh.
It's said that 15% of all internet traffic is driven by cat content.
True.
That's 50% of
Wow.
all the stuff on the internet.
Yep.
I want you to think about that during this ad. Matter of fact, and I'm willing to put money
Oh
on
my
it. For
God.
some of y'all, this ad's about to be cat related.
Oh my God.
Oh, you're back. Oh, by the way, was it cat related? I'm actually curious. But the thing that almost always gets forgotten is that cats give back as much as they take. Leads to their next flex, healing powers. And not just for them. Science says having a cat living under your roof easily extends your subscription to life. Studies show that cat owners are 40% less likely to suffer a heart attack and have a 30% less chance of getting clapped by cardiovascular complications.
Interesting.
And since cardiovascular disease is one of the leading causes of preventable death today, cats are like a real life one-up. Not to mention kids that grew up around cats have less of a chance of getting folded by allergies, especially if the exposure started in early infancy or even while they're still in the womb waiting room. And then there's the fact that just petting a cat can nerf stress levels and blood pressure.
That's
But if
true.
you really want to get literal about it, cats purr at a frequency that's said to improve bone density, repair tendons, and promote healing.
Okay.
I never really fully understood it, but apparently cats purr at a frequency that transmits vibrations throughout the body, vibrations that help increase blood flow to the affected area, thereby bringing more nutrients. It's also believed that those same vibrations can help with soft tissue injuries like sprains and strains. I know I said they live rent-free, but considering all they do to carry our health, again, I feel like we could let it slide.
When we used to have our cat, whenever I was sick, He used to
Take
come.
overtime.
He used to come and like lay on my chest,
Yeah.
lay on my tummy.
Yep.
Like that's actually how you figured out I was sick one time because
Yep.
I was asleep and
I-
you walked in.
It was
and you
normal, and I saw the cat, and I was like, "Here we go again." God damn it! I mean, he worked overtime, bro. That dude was putting in over hours. She was sick all the time, constantly dying.
It's not just a buff to your health either. I vividly remember seeing a bunch of surveys that said that women on dating sites actually find men with cats more attractive.
That's
Something
true.
about seeming more nurturing or emotionally intelligent.
Right.
On an unrelated note, I want y'all to meet my editor and content manager, Aslan.
Look
Say
at
hi, Aslan. Say hi.
Boom!
I tried to find the articles online, but apparently there was a switch up, and now women find
content with the cat that's left now, bro. You slick, dog. You slick.
cat owners less attractive. So on another unrelated note, yeah, he isn't mine. I'm actually just cat sitting for a friend. Shout out to you, Yusuf. Yeah, but anyway, cat claw armor is so strong that it might just be able to save you from cancer. We've all heard the stories of feline physicians detecting it in people before anyone else could. Cats have a sense of smell about 14 times stronger than humans, with their 200 million odor receptors to our pitiful, almost embarrassing 5.
Damn.
5 million. Tumors produce volatile organic compounds, and these VOCs leave the body through sweat and breath. And there's a lot of respected researchers out there that will die on the hill that cats can sniff it out the same way dogs can.
Interesting.
In 2018, rescue cat Mia climbed on owner Michelle Pearson's chest and wouldn't get off for anything, sniffing and pawing at, the right one, while also meowing and looking at her, as cats do. It wasn't until her husband checked for himself that he felt the telltale lump, and that's how the cat that was rescued from certain death ended up returning the favor and saving her owner from stage 2 breast cancer.
Boom.
The husband saw her and the cat was like, let me get in on the action.
Yeah. She had breast cancer. Is that the best time to make a breast joke? Is that the breast time to make a breast joke?
Play the video. I'm useless right now.
What is wrong with you? Get it together, woman.
He was like, honk honk. Oh, wait.
Much of a reach considering there's also stories of cats warning their diabetic owners of their potentially fatally low blood sugar. Either that or cats can see the future and they'll choose to keep you in theirs if they like you enough. And even that's low-key valid considering superpower
That's
number
cute.
7 is that cats have ultra instinct. Those whiskers can detect sudden changes
yeah.
in air currents to figure out the size, shape, and speed of nearby objects. It's like a whole radar system growing out of their face, and it's how a blindfolded cat is still hell on earth for any mouse in
That
the
was
area.
terrifying.
Bro, I still don't think you're understanding just how much of a cheat whiskers are. Cats can even use their whiskers to figure out what direction their prey is trying to dodge it in right before they pounce, allowing them to cut off any possible escape routes. Now to us, it's interesting and pretty cool, but to a mouse trying to make it home to his family,
Terrifying.
that's gotta be some bullshit. And cats don't just have them on their face, they have whiskers all over. And you can't even play dead with a cat since they have carpal whiskers that allow them to tell if their prey is playing or, actually pass
That's
tests.
crazy.
And honestly, this might be the most broken ability cats have.
Yeah.
It's basically impossible to catch a
Oh,
cat
no.
slipping. They don't have to hear you, they don't even have to smell you. All it takes is the smallest change in air currents to dry snitch on you. But as predators, cats are the ones that do the sneaking, which only makes their next ability even more of a jihad for their prey. Superpower number 8. Cats are athletic freaks of
They're
nature.
so freaking.
No, seriously, cats are the most
Look at that.
athletic group
Look
of
at that.
animals on Earth, and I'm gonna stand on that. There might not be
Some
a
cats
single
are bad
event
at
at the
that part,
Olympics
though.
that one of the 40 flavors of feline can't flex on us in.
It is
You want
impressive.
speed? Cheetahs can go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds and can peak out at over 70 miles per hour. A cheetah on a Sunday morning jog can still get pulled over on the turnpike. Ain't that crazy? Want to see some long jumping? Cougars can clear 45 feet horizontally on an off
my
day.
God.
You want to see a cat get high minus the catnip? The serval jumps so high that their meal prep literally involves pimp slapping birds right out of the air.
That's
and for
so
powerlifting,
dope.
here we have a literal deadlift by a leopard using only its teeth.
my God.
Yes, that is a rhino. Yes, that is a giraffe.
Oh my
and speaking of
God.
leopards, they're also gymnasts on steroids that turn trees
Oh,
into
that was
jungle
dope.
gyms.
All right, that was cool. That was
And
cool.
speaking
Run
of
it
leopards,
back.
they're also gymnasts on steroids that turn
That's
trees
a
into jungle
move.
gyms. And if you think you're safe from the smoke and water, keep in mind that the caiman is part of one of the most successful group of predators in history.
very true.
Yeah.
And all it took was an aquatic equalizer in the form of a cat to wreck their entire
Yeah.
game plan.
Damn.
Not to mention jaguars have been seen swimming clear across the Panama Canal. Yeah, that one. Also, they have a hydraulic press for a jaw. God help you if you get caught in it. And all I need to say about tigers is that this is an Indian gar, and even this walking Red Bull logo can get choked out by a 500-pound striped
That's
giggle gar.
nuts.
And I don't even need to say anything about lions. Those
Yo.
triceps speak for themselves.
Yeah.
Cats are nature's population control, and there isn't anywhere on Earth outside of the Devil's Ice Rink that doesn't have some kind of cat running. Even the travel-sized ones are a menace. The deadliest cat in the world is the African black-footed cat, and because of their metabolism, not only can they catch up to 15 bodies a night, they also have a hunting success rate of 60%.
Damn.
Hey.
60%.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Not even lions, tigers, and leopards can touch that. There's a reason why domestic cats put billions of animals on shirts a year. And sometimes they turn entire species into history lessons. And unlike their wild cousins, a lot of times with domestic cats, they do it just for fun.
funsies,
Yeah, you think it's cute, but it's bloodlust. And if you're a mouse not with whiskers, it's like Thanos. They do be inevitable, especially when you factor superpower number 9. Cats can teleport. I'm dead serious. Cats do this thing where they just spawn wherever the plot needs them the most. As solitary hunters, cats can cover insane amounts of distance in times that really make no sense. Take mountain lions, for example. Young male cougars will often travel hundreds of miles away from their mother's territory to find their own. In 2009, a tagged cougar took a walk that took him from Black Hills, South Dakota, all the way to Greenwich, Connecticut.
Oh my God.
Basically, he hiked from Mount Rushmore to 30 miles from Manhattan. And it's not just cougars that go cross-country. A tiger named T1 managed to walk 800 miles across India in only a few months, fueled by nothing but the power of horny.
Well, I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500
Is that song about sex?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's technically a love song. But
So,
aren't all love songs really about sex?
Technically about
You know?
sex, yeah.
I also don't know if I have those lyrics right. Like, I think they're right, but...
allow it. Go for it. Make your own edits.
And of course, there's the story of El Jefe, a jaguar
El
that
Jefe.
randomly showed up in Arizona just outside Tucson.
How?
I could really keep
How?
going. From June 2017 to July 2018, a young lynx
That's... Never mind, I won't say
Go
that.
for it.
Nope, I'm not.
on. I could really keep going. From June 2017 to July 2018, a young lynx trekked from a wildlife refuge in Alaska all the way into the heart of the Yukon.
That looked like a man in a fursuit. That does not look like...
Slowly, a dude
Like-
like, slowly walking.
That reminds me of that story that just came out about that guy.
Talk about that bear in the Chinese museum, in the Chinese zoo.
No, what are you talking about?
They got a bear out there that look like a dude in a bear suit.
No, I'm talking about the man who paid like $25,000 or something to literally be a dog. Like he looked like a big ass border collie.
Like physically, he changed his physical appearance to a
No,
border
he just
collie.
bought a fursuit. But it's a
And
very realistic
he-
fursuit.
What? Does like gaming videos?
He went out for a walk. His like girlfriend or whatever took him for a walk.
On or off the leash?
On leash, I think.
2 feet or 4 feet?
4.
God damn it, man.
Yeah.
Just play the fucking video, man. God damn.
A trip that totaled 2,174 miles.
damn.
His name was Hobo, by the way.
Not hope.
Can't even make that up. But the best story of teleporting cats was Clementine Jones. She was a cat in New York whose family left her behind because they were moving and they figured the trip would be too hard on a pregnant cat.
That's
Oh,
mean.
little did they know. Clementine spent a couple of months with her kittens and then one day just headed out and popped up at her old family's home 1,600 miles away in Denver. And it's not even like the family got tricked by a dupe. Clementine was born with an extra toe and had a burn mark on her shoulder. There was no mistaking her. There's only one cat power that's arguably more impressive, and you saw it coming as soon as you clicked on this video. Superpower number 10, mind control.
Yeah.
And it's all because of a little parasite
Yeah.
called, you know the name,
Yeah.
Toxoplasma gondii.
Yeah.
What
It
are
all
we talking
starts when
about?
this parasite enters a cat because they literally only reproduce in their bowels and their eggs don't get passed until the cat has a movement, usually in a litter box.
Okay.
Now here's the problem. The Toxoplasma gondii needs to find a way back into the cat in order to hit restart on its life cycle, and the best way to do that is by setting up shop inside one of the animals on its grocery list. The only issue is no mouse that values its life is going anywhere near a death sentence with toe beans to make it happen. So the parasite, which by the way basically uses the mouse as a layover, they begin to rewire its brain in order to remove the fear of cats.
Yep.
And I don't
What?
even know how, but infected mice can even start fiending for cat pee. With more irrational confidence than a father of 4 in an Instagram model's comments, it's easier for the mouse to get body bagged by its #1 op, thus repeating this vicious mouse-murking cycle. And of course, we now believe that when this same parasite invades us, they do the same thing they would to a mouse. Which is why popular opinion is that the Toxoplasma parasite causes an unreasonable attraction to cats.
Yep.
And it's possible that this factory reset of our personality is due to the parasite making enzymes that control dopamine. And it's not just humans that can get infected. Turns out, afflicted hyena cubs end up bolder in the face of lions, which is a great way for them to get invited to a meet and
Yeah.
greet with Mufasa.
Right.
It's not 100% proven that the parasite's responsible responsible for all the cat people in the world, but hear me out. There's proof that this parasite was present in ancient Egyptian mummies.
Wow.
And these were the people that straight up worship them.
Yeah.
Not to mention up to a third of all people alive right now have it, and most have no idea. And that's why I say cats have the wildest plot armor I've ever seen.
That's
Because real
dope.
talk, only cats could spin a parasitic infection into a way of living rent-free. Trust me, I would know. Isn't that right, Maple?
He got 2 cats.
That's why cats are the most broken animals in nature.
Agreed.
With cats being nature's cutest form of population control. I talk about them a lot in my book. Hold on. Sorry, girl. Okay.
She said,
With
"Let me
cats
go."
being nature's cutest form of population control. I talk about them a lot in my book, 100 Animals That Can, Redacted, Kill You. Link in the description if you want to see for yourself. But make sure you drink water, hug your mother, hug a cat. It might just save your life. And if he allows it, I'ma see y'all in the next
There
one.
we go.
Very, very cool. So you're infected. That's why you like cats.
I think it's more likely that you were infected because you didn't like our cat and you still took care of him.
Not letting something rot to death in your house does not mean that you love it. Okay? Like, your love for cats is legendary, and you can lean into it. It's your channel.
I mean, my name is Skitten.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You didn't bring it up once during the video. You got a whole personality centered around it.
If y'all are real OGs, you remember when I used to shoot vids in cat ears.
Yeah. Back in the day, you went hard with it.
I did, yeah.
What happened to that skit? You did the whole whatchamacallit, the whole gameplay. It's 13 hours of
Oh my
gameplay
God.
with cat ears on.
Oh my God.
Shameless.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when I played Necopara and wanted to shoot my brains out. You're talking about when I
You played
Mass Effect.
Necopara.
I did.
That game was
I
hardcore.
hated that game.
Yeah, it was a little
I
deep on the
hated
anime
that
side.
game.
We went in too deep too fast. Thanks for the invitation. I liked it way more than I thought I was going to. My surprise for how much I'm impressed by cats is surprising me.
You're surprised. It's surprised. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm looking at myself like, whoa, I can't believe I did that.
So can we get a cat now?
Listen, don't get too far ahead of yourself. And you guys with the cats, if it starts scratching at your chest, I want to know you have cancer. I'm sorry for the bad news.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for this video. Thank you guys for being patient, waiting for this video. Like I said, blame him. I've been using this thing as a prop a lot, not like on purpose. I just like, how do you not like...
What is that about? What are you talking about?
If I had a cat right now, he'd be all over this. Anyway, don't forget to leave your reaction requests and recommendations down in the comments below. And other than that, peace out, Hope Biscuits. It's Skittenlit.